Hey friends, this is gonna be my last video before Vlogmas starts next week, so thank you for bearing with me for the sporadic and a lot of non-uploads the end of this month. If you do want to see me more, I do stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so if you didn't know I do that, I play some video games, mostly Sims content, and sometimes Phasmophobia, and sometimes Death Space, and sometimes just chatting about stuff. So yeah, if you like me and video games, go check me out on Twitch if you want to see more of me. If every day posting a video in the month of December isn't enough Abby for you, Twitch. Today's video is, I posted a video about 7 years ago in my childhood bedroom with the worst hair I have had possibly ever, and the weirdest fashion sense. And it was during a time when I was selling items on Etsy as a vintage store owner. I would go to thrift stores, go to estate sales, garage sales, buy things for cheap, and then upsell them online, because that's what vintage and antique sellers do. And I thought I knew so damn much because my mom was an antique dealer for my whole life. So I made a video called, "So You Want to Start an Etsy Store?" Up until several months ago, like a few months ago this year, this was the only video that ever went any sort of like viral for me. It reached over 100K views at some point in the last 7 years. For the longest time, this was the only video that was making me money, like only video. Like everything else was getting like piss poor views and I would get like $2 to $3 or something. This video was still making a bunch of money regularly because I was talking about starting a store and selling things on the internet. So the ad revenue was just great because that's what retailers want to put their ads on, something telling people to go start selling stuff, you know? Like I said, this video was May 16th of 2013, and for some reason, over the last several months, I have gotten a lot of comments, a lot of tweets from people saying that this video has been showing up in their recommendeds regularly. It hasn't had like a crazy like uptick in views recently, but it's so funny to me that a video that I don't say I don't stand by it anymore, but like, I don't use that advice anymore. I stopped selling on Etsy probably a year and a half later than this. I still get comments from people being like,
"Wait, so you buy things for cheap and then you sell it for more? How is that legal?"
And I'm like, that's literally how antique dealers make money. I've had a lot of people just being like, "Oh my god, baby Abby, like, why is this in my recommended? Why am I seeing this 7-year-old video? Holy crap, this is a blast from the past." It's just been so funny. So I thought today we could watch it and I can just cringe at myself and you can also cringe at me at the same time. Literally the only video that has ever surpassed this one was several months ago when all the crap about Shane Dawson was coming out, and I made a video shitting on Shane Dawson and calling out Shane Dawson, and that video shot up to like 120,000, 125 at this point. I don't fucking know. But this video currently sits at 116,000 views, 1.1 thousand likes, and 157 dislikes. That's not a lot of likes on a video with this many views, but this video hit the algorithm at just the right spot.
Hey guys!
Oh god,
Today's
why?
video is going to be all about
so loud.
Etsy and how to start an Etsy shop, because I've gotten a lot of questions about it and I have my own Etsy
Did I really
shop,
get a lot of questions about
I would
it?
Share whatever knowledge I have with you guys, because it's a really fun hobby. It's a really fun way to make some extra money. It's a fun way for me to not feel bad about buying things online that I don't necessarily need, because I'm like, hey, I have $50 in my PayPal account from my last sale. I can buy a pair of shoes.
Oh god, no.
So getting started, I just want to tell you guys, having an Etsy shop is actually a lot more work than you would think. You're not just gonna like post one thing and then it's gonna sell. It's a lot different from eBay in that it's more of a social system and it's more based on storefront rather than on eBay where it's like specific items and people are looking for specific things, and you follow them and you have this social stream that when you log in you see all of the items that they've liked, all the treasury lists they've made. You have to groom your store. You have to.
Why was I
have
jumping
a
back and forth? This is also giving me very early 2010s YouTube where like when you did jump cuts, you moved. So it was just like back and forth, like very Ray William Johnson Vlogbrothers type editing. Why did I move back and forth?
Have to have a specific kind of item that you're going to sell, whether it be vintage things or handmade stuff. I sell vintage items. Most of my items are clothing. I do have some like accessories and like random other things that my mom finds that I sell, but most of the time it's clothes, shoes, stuff like that. And then there's also people who hand make like skincare and cosmetic products. I've actually bought like a big tub of shea butter, wholesale.
Oh my god, I did buy a big pot of shea butter.
Supplies for stuff. People will sell like oils or
Oh my god,
butters
that's
or
funny.
essential things, fragrances that other people can use in their own creative endeavors. That's another aspect of Etsy. That people make their own
creative
eyeshadows,
endeavors.
they make their own lipsticks. There's actually a lot of handmade nail polish sellers, surprisingly. One that I actually know of that I thought about buying something from is the Black Lipstick Company that is out of Portland, where they have all these weird funky colors of lipstick that just look like they're in these little chapstick tubes. But their like main one, the one that they're famous for, is the black lipstick. So really, Etsy is just this hodgepodge of a marketplace. It's basically a farmer's market on the internet.
That's not a wrong statement. Etsy has definitely come a really long way. Like, Etsy has come a very long way since then. And, I mean, there's some business practices that they've been up to that's really not that great. Like, the kind of manipulative, like, taxing and shipping stuff that they kind of put in there. They, like, basically encourage people to have free shipping, even though shipping is definitely not free. So there's definitely some issues with Etsy sometimes. But why did I think I knew so much? I wasn't even like, I was just buying stuff from the thrift store and then just like selling it for more money. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I used to do photo shoots with my friends, with my sister, and that was also kind of around the same time that I was doing the fashion blog. Like, I literally, the look in this video, I wore in a look for my fashion blog. Watch that video if you didn't see me roasting my fashion blog, because those are funny.
Started Etsy about 2 years ago. My friend Sarah, who I've talked about several times, I shoot my blog shoots with her all the time.
Yep.
And she started one first because she had a lot of vintage clothing. Her mom and her grandparents had passed her down a bunch of stuff. She has very high-end taste, so she had a lot of nice vintage items that were like designer things, and so she thought, I'm not going to wear these anymore, they're not my style, I might as well start selling them. Like I've mentioned before, my mom is an antique dealer. She has been dealing in antiques since I was born.
She still is.
Before then. I posted a blog post actually about this on Wonderly. I wish I could post these.
Oh my god. Oh my
Wonderly.
Wonderly.
Otherwise it'll be below. I did a blog post all about like nostalgia and thrifting and my mom's appreciation of antiques rubbing off on me. And that's kind of what got me into Etsy and wanting to sell vintage clothing, because my mom's done it my whole life. I really like going estate sailing with her, as I've talked about in my thrifting hauls. I really love going and buying these secondhand clothing that have a life already in them. They already have stories attached to those items, and I really like that aspect of buying secondhand. And Etsy is a way of taking those secondhand items
Why was I yelling at the camera?
Or like $2, and say it was a pair of like Salvatore Ferragamo heels that you got for $3 at a thrift store. You could easily sell them on Etsy for $40, depending on the condition of them. Those glasses that I posted in my last thrifting haul, bought them for $2, sold them for $40. You can see the amount of profit you can make if you have items that are especially really trendy and really highly sought after at the time. I actually recently just sold another item. It was like a crop top bralette thing, which is clearly in style right now because it's going to be summer really soon and crop tops are all the rage, and so people were looking for that. So if you find things that are in season, on trend, highly sought after, they will go quickly because people are looking for those. People are actively searching for those items.
How was I like a fashion forecaster? How was like everybody was looking for crop tops, so like I listed a crop top, and like while there's nothing wrong with like upselling like sunglasses, I bought them for $2 and sold them for $40. That's a little crazy, Abigail. Like, that's a little much. Like, I might do it like for 20 now, but like 40? Fuck.
Do actually expire. I can't remember exactly how many months they stay in the store before they expire, before you have to relist them.
Oh yeah, relisting fees are dumb as hell.
But every time you relist them, it costs 20 cents. So there is that to keep in mind. But a lot of times I will put up winter items or like off-season items because I get a lot of sales that actually go to Australia, and Australia, as you know, is the opposite season.
Why did I have so many sales that went to Australia? I remember probably my least favorite part of doing this was shipping everything. So anybody who has a small business who has to do all the shipping yourself, literally shipping is the most annoying process. And I didn't do it that much. If you have to do your own shipping and you have a small business, if you make things yourself and you have to ship it and package it and mail it yourself, you deserve all the props. First day of Vlogmas is a small business indie gift guide, so look forward to that.
If you are hell-bent on having items that are specifically in season, shipping is gonna obviously cost more for you to send it to Australia, but there would be a better chance of your items selling. Probably the most annoying or the hardest part of Etsy is getting the time to photograph all of the items.
Oh, that's not the most annoying part.
Photographing the items, you want to make sure that your photographs are high quality, not like cell phone pictures. The lighting is preferably natural daylight, close up enough. You're going to get like a variety of angles, a variety of views of the item. It's up to you whether or not you want to have a model wearing them, or if you want to just hang them on a wall, hang them on a hook. But the better the pictures are and the clearer your photos, the better chance the item is going to sell.
Why did I think that that was like some revolutionary piece of information? Like, obviously, if you have better photos, people are going to be more likely to take it seriously. Like, and even saying back then, it was like, oh, you don't want to use phone pictures. iPhones have like crazy good photos now. Like, you can take fantastic photos with iPhones. So if you're wanting to start your own business, like, play around with like good lighting. Good lighting is the most important part. Like, good lighting and good angles. If you like, outdoor lighting is like sometimes the best. Outdoor lighting with overcast, cloudy days, best days for photos. iPhones on cloudy days, like even on like sunny days, they take fine photos. They're fantastic. So like, don't feel like you need to have like an expensive DSLR to take good quality photos of your products, or of your like secondhand things that you want to sell. But like, seriously, you don't need a DSLR for it.
When I price items, I look at other items that are really similar to them and see what they're priced at, and I price them just under. Depends on how much somebody...
That's literally just, that's undercutting. I'm literally undercutting the competition. What the fuck? Huh? I mean, I guess that's good, like, marketing idea, but like...
And shipping is difficult because it depends
shipping
on
is
how much
difficult.
Somebody is willing to pay. A lot of times people will have their shipping be really low because they're already getting a really high profit on the item, and that's more desirable for a buyer to look at. They're like, I don't want to pay $9 for shipping, but if they see an item that's like $3 for shipping, but maybe the item itself is a few dollars more, they don't know the difference. So think about that when pricing your items and putting your shipping down. People don't necessarily care if your item gets there really fast when they're buying it on a shop like Etsy or eBay. They just
sometimes
care that they get it.
Sometimes.
Make sure to communicate really well with your customers once you start getting a customer base. Communicate with them very clearly when your item is going to go out. Make sure to offer them coupon codes if they return and buy another item. Coupon codes is another really good way to get your store more traffic. I actually have a coupon code for all of you guys, all of my viewers. If you want to buy anything from my shop, you can get 15% off any item, or any purchase actually. So if you want to check out my shop, you will get a coupon code because you're awesome and I love you.
Ironically, I had no idea that this video was going to reach 115,000 people. Granted, I don't think I got really any sales from this video because I don't remember how many things I had listed at the time, but I don't have anything listed anymore. That's so funny. My advice here is not wrong. Like, be very open and honest about like your shipping information, especially if you have a small business. Like, don't Don't lie about the shipping information to make your store more desirable and then like not be able to hold up that side of the bargain. So like just be honest. And there are people who really don't care about how quickly things get there. Like I'm one of those people where I'm like slow fashion, small business things. It's like if it's one person shipping everything out and doing everything else, like yeah, obviously you're not going to be able to get it in the mail within 2 days. Now I think that there's a lot more of this like Amazon immediacy type mindset about shopping, and so I don't think there's as many people who are as like lenient about slow shipping, unfortunately, because things are so quick and you want things right now. Buy, need it now, buy, want it, I want it. There's a lot more of that now than there was in 2013, I think.
When you are looking for things to sell,
Why was I yelling?
Shop, you have to make sure that the item is at least 20 years old, because that is not technically certified vintage. So as long as the item is older than like 1994, you can sell it. But you can't say you have like a pair of shoes from 5 years ago and you want to sell it. You can't sell it on Etsy because they will probably catch you if you try and sell something that's new.
Wait, so stuff that was made in the year 2000 is now vintage? I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. The year 2000. Oh my god. Why? Oh, I feel really old.
As far as handmade sellers, I don't really know a lot of tips about that because I don't do handmade stuff, but I would recommend looking at a bunch of different handmade shops and see how they price their items and see how they market it. And as far as your shop, what your shop looks like, make sure you come up with a catchy but easily remembered name. Mine is Hot Mess Vintage, but it's Haute, like Haute Mess Vintage. Ha 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 ha, puns! It's like etsy.com/shop/Haute-M-Vintage. Make sure you come up with a shop name that is catchy and relatively short, nothing too long, something that has some sort of description, and make a catchy little banner.
Make a store that has some sort of description. Wow, Abby, that's revolutionary advice. What?
I mean, it's basically the same thing as like on YouTube, is that you want to make it easily branded and keep it similar throughout and keep the descriptions similar format when you're describing the item. When you're listing vintage things, make sure you include all of the measurements, because a lot of times if you list a size, if it's a vintage item, the sizes were different back then. Like a vintage 10 would be like a modern 6. So make sure you list all the sizes, like the measurements, like the waist, the chest, the length. Put any sort of stains or imperfections in the description. Try to take pictures of them so that people can see if you've like priced it lower and they might want to know why. I think those are all I can think of now. I probably talked for way too long.
This video only ended up being 12 minutes and 11 seconds, so I didn't talk for that long. Like, I talk a lot more now. Like, I've been filming for 26 minutes. I was so flaily. Like, now I talk a lot with my hands, but like, before I did so much with my arms. That's so funny. Did I even have a song of the day? I didn't have a song of the day. Well, friends, that was the first viral video I ever had, one of two. I mean, I guess my anti-hauls went kind of like viral when they first started popping off, but like, this was the first video I ever had that reached over 100,000 views, and for probably 3 years it was the only one that ever made me money, realistically. So that's fun. Like, looking back at like the money that I made on this video, I'm like, damn, I made a lot. Like, the ads were really good. I hope I've gone back and added more ads. Obviously, like, the online small business world is a little bit different now. It's a lot bigger, obviously. Etsy still works similarly as far as I know. I don't sell anything on Etsy, but I buy a lot of things on Etsy. Like, most of my jewelry is from Etsy. Handles that I get from Etsy. Decorations, decor, belts, hats, purse. No, I don't think I have any purses.
Rocks.
And I think it's a great resource for a lot of people. And it's a great kind of like jumping off point, especially if somebody is wanting to start a small business and they really don't have a platform to be able to list things and to gain an audience. So if you're like just starting out, like, Etsy's not a bad choice to go with. I don't know much about Shopify, so like, I know a lot of people use that as well, so but that's another option. So yeah, I don't know why people kept getting this video recommended to them 7 years later. That's so funny that like multiple people have tweeted at me and commented that like this 7-year-old video that has nothing to do with the content that I'm posting now. I mean, like, kind of, like, it's about, like, small business type things, but really far removed from, like, the kind of content that I do now. I look so different. Like, so different. My hair was so bad. Like, it was red, and then I tried to just, like, bleach it with box bleach. It was a bad choice. The way I framed my video this way, because literally the top of my head was, like, the hottest roots. Like, I had yellow roots. They were terrible. Yeah, that's why this video was framed the way it was. And my editing was more minimalist, if I would say that, but I didn't talk as much. Like, I just, like, did shorter, to the point. Also, literally the algorithm was different back then. There really wasn't one. YouTube liked shorter videos, so this was long for the time. Most videos were under 5 minutes long. And obviously the times have changed because YouTube wants to keep us on their website as long as possible, so they favor longer videos. But this was long for 2013. Like a 12-minute video, like damn. I really had to keep people's attention. And I did. Apparently I kept 116,000 people's attention. Damn. All right. So, for today's song of the day, because I didn't give one back then, I feel so stupid. Today's song of the day is actually not a random small song. It's Kyoto from Phoebe Bridgers, because today I'm filming this as the Grammy nomination announcements. The rock performance category is all women, and the rock song category is 4 out of 5. And then there's Kevin Parker from Tame Impala. I was so excited to see that the rock category was just like girl power this year. Like, hell yeah. And I photographed Haim, Brittany Howard, and Phoebe Bridgers. Love these photos so much. But yeah, Kyoto from Phoebe Bridgers is your song of the day, and I'm sure you've heard it because it's big as hell. Like, it's a huge song, and I love Phoebe so much. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. If you're new here and would like to see more of my content, starting December 1st, a video every single day for the month of December, subscribe. And you can watch me all next month. It'll be a grand old time and it'll be a whole lot of work, but I think I can do it. I do think I have all my videos planned out, but if you have any ideas for Vlogmas that you would be really interested in seeing, let me know in the comments down below and I will take a look. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much to my patrons. As always, I appreciate y'all. Please be safe this weekend. Please do not do anything with family. Please do not leave your homes. Everything is so heightened right now, and it will change the course of the next several months this weekend. So please hunker down at home, make yourself some stuffing and some cranberries, and get yourself a Cornish game hen and have Thanksgiving at home. Please do not put yourself, your family, and everybody else in jeopardy. Seriously. Seriously. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all next week. Bye.